Once again to Channel 18, and today we're pleased to have Ann Carpenter, the director of the Children's Librarian section at the library, and we're going to talk about a little bit about the spring or summer season, and then we're going to go into the fall. So tell us a little bit about the past.
Well, we have been having a fabulous summer at the Brooks Free Library. There have been tons of people all summer long. We've had a ton of great programs, which we'd like to thank the Friends of the Brooks Free Library for funding all of the amazing children's programs that we've had all summer long. We look like the summer's not over yet, so we don't have all the numbers in yet, but it looks like it's going to be a record-breaking year for the number of people who've attended our programs this year and the number of kids participating in our summer reading program, where every 2.5 hours that they read, they would get a small prize and a free book. And we had several hundred children sign up for that and participate in that.
Several hundred, that's
so
really good.
It was very exciting for us this year. And lots of people returning. We also had a summer science program where they got to earn small science prizes if they did science explorations. And this is our second year doing that, and we had almost twice the participation rate that we did last year, so that's definitely a growing program, and we're seeing a lot of interest in STEM things, science, technology, engineering, and math, which is partly the schools are really pushing it, and now we're trying to partner with the schools in different ways. And speaking of school, it just never stops, because as the summer ends, we transition right into our after-school programs, which we're very excited. We have a bunch of returning programs, and we have some very exciting new programs this year. For elementary-aged children, we're going to have return of Legos. So
Legos, that's a good subject.
Yes, they love the Legos. So that's going to return on Tuesdays. This year it's going to be running from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. We had to change the time because the schools obviously are getting out a little bit later. And all of the times for the programs, they're all subject for a little bit of wiggle room. We have to wait and see exactly how the bus schedule is going to work out, because I know it's a time of transition and there's always going to be, a month or two where it's all connecting and making sure everyone's getting off where they're supposed to be going. But so right now we're saying Tuesdays from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock we'll have our Lego program. We bring out a gazillion, jillion, million, that's a very precise number, of Legos, and we let the kids play with them. And that's aimed at school-aged children, but younger children are always welcome.
Now, what do they make
supervise
with these
them.
Legos? Do they have to make something?
Well, they make whatever. Yeah, it's sort of a free play, so they make whatever they want. We see a lot of kids coming back time after time and creating these complicated scenarios where they'll make all these different things, and then they act out scenes with them, and it's great creative play, and then it's also great engineering skills. So it's a great program. There's a lot of interest in that, and then. On Wednesdays is going to be a busy day for us because we have a lot of different things going on. As you may know, the schools this year on Wednesdays, every other Wednesday, they have an early release where they're going to be getting out a little bit earlier. So on the early release Wednesdays, the library at 2:30, and again, that time might be adjusted once we see what time the kids are actually getting off of the bus. At 2:30 for middle school and high school students, every early release Wednesday, we're going to show a movie. So our first movie coming up is going to be on the 17th, Wednesday the 17th, will be Goonies, one of my all-time favorite movies, and one that I'm told remains a classic of middle school and high school students. Other upcoming movies include Paranorman, Gremlins, The Princess Bride, and a ton of other different ones. And if you know anyone who's really interested in seeing a particular movie, if they talk to us, we will definitely be having some voting and whatnot once the program's really underway. So again, that's every early release Wednesday at 2:30 we'll be showing a movie.
So you have the movie and Legos, and that's the Wednesday program.
Well, Tuesday is the Wednesday program.
Tuesday is the Wednesday.
And then every other Wednesday we're going to be showing the movie. And then the Wednesdays that are not early release Wednesdays, which is where it gets a little confusing, we're going to have our Teen Library Corps, which is a program for middle schoolers and high schoolers where they can come and they can essentially be sort of assist the librarian. So sometimes they'll be making bulletin boards, they can help us plan programs for other kids. So for instance, they're going to be very heavily involved in choosing what movie do we watch next for the early release movies. sometimes they come and they help out at programs for younger children. So we had a couple of things last year where it was meant for little kids, and then my teen library corps came in and they got to interact with the kids and help out at the program, and they were really a big help. So we're excited to start that up again. And then Thursdays, every Thursday we're going to be partnering with the Harwich Junior Theater. We're very excited about this intertown collaboration where they're going to do an HJT exploratory program. So they'll have some of their creative team come in and do some exploration of some of the things that you could do with the HJT. So it'll be different every week, sometimes working on monologues, sometimes on improv, juggling, acting skills, how to audition, a bunch of different things. But always, it will always be fun. And that's aimed at middle school students and high school students. And that will be every Thursday at 3:30.
And it's good for them, too, because they will probably attract some students who wouldn't ordinarily go to their classes.
Exactly. It's a great way to sort of check it out and see, is this something that I'm really interested in and I want to pursue farther? So it's going to be great because it's a win-win situation for pretty much everybody.
Yes, it is, yeah. Now we're up to Friday, right?
It's Friday. We don't have any after-school programs because we close at 4, so it'd be by the time they got off the bus. In addition to our after-school programs, we also do have some ongoing programs for the littler kids. So if you're sitting at home thinking, well, I have a 3-year-old, what do I do? Can't bring my 3-year-olds to the Goonies. We do still have story time on Tuesdays at 10:30 and Mother Goose on the Loose, which is a fun program, on Fridays at 10:30. We have Creative Movement every other Wednesday at 11:15, and then Science Story Time will also start back up in September, which is the other Wednesdays at 11:15.
You have a busy schedule.
Yeah, it is. There's always something going on at the library.
And you had a busy summer?
Yes, a very busy summer. Like I said, lots of different performances and lots of people coming in to read, lots of interactions with books this year.
200 people in a reading program, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it was more than 200. Yeah, it was a lot.
Do you compare yourself to other libraries on the Cape?
Well, I don't have those numbers yet, so we won't. We informally will often talk about our programs, but we don't know officially.
Yeah.
So I have no way of telling whether that's
Sounds like
if everyone was having a boom year this year, if it was just us.
Yeah. Well, that would be good. Well, that's about it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for the explanation of your activities, and continued good luck.
Thank you so much for having me.